Dear friends, English Literature, Introduction to Poetry, Learning Grief by Kaiser Hawk. Brief questions with answers. Question 1. What was the poet dragged from bed to do? Answer. He was dragged from bed to hand a glass of water to his grandmother. Question 2. At what age was he dragged from bed to hand a glass of water to his grandmother? Answer. At 8 years of age, he was dragged from bed to do so. Question 3. What was the condition of the grandmother at that time? Answer. His grandmother was at deathbed. Question 4. What did the poet do when his grandmother drank the water? Answer. When his grandmother drank the water, he went back to sleep. Question 5. What did the poet find when he woke up? Answer. When he woke up, he found the stillness and stifled sobs of mourning. Question 6. Why were there stillness and stifled sobs of mourning? Answer. Because his grandmother died. Question 7. What did the religious professionals do after his grandmother died? Answer. They droned from scriptures. Question 8. How did the incense smoke rise? Answer. It rose in fragrant coils. Question 9. How did the poet's father look? Answer. The poet's father looked red-eyed and withdrawn. Question 10. What did the poet's neighborhood friends comment on? Answer. They commented on his father's condition of being red-eyed and withdrawn after the death of his poet's grandmother. Question 11. What did the poet's neighborhood friend comment? Answer. The poet's neighborhood friend commented that his father's condition was such because the poet's father's mother had died. Question 12. How did the poet's neighborhood friends express their sympathy for the poet's father's condition of grief? Answer. They clucked in sympathy and made comments on his condition. Question 13. Why was the poet's father red-eyed and withdrawn? Answer. He was red-eyed and withdrawn because his mother died. Question 14. How did the poet feel when his grandmother died? Answer. He felt nothing except that the whole scene was... Sorry, I repeat it. He felt nothing except that the whole scene was novel. Question 15. What does the poet mean by the whole scene? Answer. The poet means by the whole scene the scene of grief, of the droning of the religious professionals, his father's condition, and the comment of his neighborhood friends. Question 16. What does the poet mean by the clock of my life did not stop? Answer. By that expression, the poet means that the normal routine way of life was not disturbed, but continued as usual after his grandmother's death. Question 17. When did the clock of his life actually stop? Answer. The clock of his life actually stopped when his sister died. Question 18. What age was the poet when his sister died? Answer. He was 10 years old when his sister died. Question 19. What did his sister die of? Answer. His sister died of winter pneumonia. Question 20. How was the poet's mother's grief after the death of his sister? Answer. His mother's grief was long as the night. Question 21. How did the poet pass his days after his sister's death? Answer. He passed his days at school as if he were under austere miniature of crucifixion as he went through lessons and exercises. Question 22. What did he think when he watched friends at play and pranks? Answer. He thought that he would never smile or laugh, never feel joy again. Question 23. How did everyone at school behave towards him? Answer. Everyone left him alone. Question 24. When did the poet feel the clock of his life begin to tick again after the period of time after his sister's death? Answer. He felt the clock of his life tick again when one day a joke burst from his lips. 25. What did he think when he cracked a joke sometime after his death, after his sister's death? Answer: he thought that he could laugh again and he had learned grief. Thank you, friends, for watching my video.